No, it's down but not out.
That's one hell of a second wind.
Looks like this thing has our number.
It's no use. We're too spent to go another round with it. Guess I have no choice. I'll have to.
Stand back!
And pay attention to that he just said that. I guess I'll have to. You find out later in the game what he was gonna probably end up doing.
Hey! You made it!
You've certainly got some good timing.
Seems like you're all okay at least. I'm sorry we took so long.
You're here, and that's what counts.
So, a gargoyle, is it? I didn't expect to find the Dark Ages alive and well down here. It doesn't seem like it'll go down easily.
We give it everything we had, but as you can see, it's rallying at an alarming rate.
But with this many of us, if we can just find an opening.
Fine. I guess I'll help out.
So it's all come down to me then.
You!
Arcus, activate.
This airstrike!
She hit it in his ass. You see that?
An opening!
Go!
Eat that! Now!
This one's mine! Ah!
Damn.
We did it! I think that's the end of it.
At the very least, that creature doesn't seem like he'll be coming back for a rematch anytime soon.
What happened there anyway? Right at the end of the battle.
Now that you mention it, I did feel something wash over me for just a second there.
There was a shimmering veil of blue light surrounding each of us.
Was there?
I did notice something as we fought. Perhaps it was just the blur of combat, but I felt like I could see everyone's movements in precise detail.
I don't think it was just your imagination.
Agreed. I have a feeling what we just experienced was...
The biggest selling point of the almighty Arcus? Give this man a prize.
Sorry, I'm quiet. There's a lot of more voice acting in this beginning of this game that I remember.
Looks like friendship and teamwork saved the day once again.
Friendship and teamwork.
I'm so proud of you guys. Anyway, that about finishes up today's special orienteering exercise. Aw, what's with the long faces? I thought you'd all be happy.
What are we supposed to be happy about?
I have so many questions.
What we supposed
I'm
to be
not even
happy
sure
about,
where
bro?
to start.
Oh?
I'll take a stab at it. What exactly is the purpose behind this Class 7?
I mean, we get that it's supposed to be some sort of melting pot that includes a broad cross-section of people.
But why were the 9 of us chosen in particular?
That is a valid question. There's no single monolithic reason why you all made the list. But if I had to name a major contributing factor, it'd be those Arcus orbments you've got there.
How so?
Well, like I explained earlier, the Arcus units are developed jointly by the Epstein Foundation and the Reinford Company. Like any battle orbment, they let you use arts, and these have communication functionality built right in. But their crowning feature is what's known as combat linking. That's the phenomenon you all experienced just now.
So that's what that was.
Seems like a pretty apt term. It did feel like we were all connected somehow.
Precisely. Doesn't take a genius to imagine how much of an advantage a feature like that would be on a real battlefield. An elite unit that can sense each other's movements, acting in perfect sync even in the most chaotic conditions. You can hardly put a price on that. It could bring about a revolution in the way wars are fought.
It does sound rather...
Idealistic.
Well, yeah, the technology has its limits. Some have a natural aptitude for it, others just don't. And out of this year's fresh batch of bright-eyed students, the 9 of you turned out to have the highest aptitude.
You know what? I forgot that.
And since aptitude trumps background in Class 7, well, here you are.
So that's the reason why they were all put into that class. I really forgot the reason why. I thought they were all just kind of hand selected, but that's the reason why they had the highest aptitude for combat linking at that point in time anyway.
I see.
But what gives us this aptitude, though, as compared to our peers? It just seems so random.
What indeed? As promised, if any of you have objections to being in this class, speak now or forever hold your peace. I think that pretty much covers the hows and whys of your situation. But this program isn't cheap to run, so we're not about to force anyone into it if they don't want to be here. You should also be aware that Class 7's curriculum will be tougher than any other class's coursework. Just fair warning. So now you know, and that leaves you all with an important decision to make. Will you stick with Class 7 or not?
Man, she looked real intense right there.
Oh, if you opt out, you'll just be placed in the class you would have been assigned to otherwise. There's no pressure. Nobles will land in Class 1 or 2, commoners in 3, 4, or 5. It's still just the first day, so there's no real catching up you'd have to do. I'm sure you'd fit in just fine.
I'll do it. Whatever Class 7 has to throw at me, I'm game.
Oh, wait, what?
Just like that?
So you're the first then. You seem pretty sure about it. Any particular reason?
Not really. I just feel like I've put my family out asking them to send me to this school. So, if it gives me more to show for my time here, I'll take whatever opportunities come my way.
A noble sentiment.
Count me in as well. The greater the challenge, the more I can push myself to excel. One can't hone a blade without grit, after all.
I see, this is why him and her have such, like, I feel like they excel throughout this story. Those two just excelled, like, past every height that ever came their way. And it's because they were all for it. They're all gung-ho for it. Like, bring it on. Bring it on. Oh, sorry about that.
Let's make it 3.
Him too.
Considering how far I came to attend this school, it'd be silly to back down before I even started.
Well, looks like we've got the country's strongest freshman on board, and our foreign exchange student too. Any more takers?
Allow me to take part as well. I was only able to come because of the school's generosity, so I feel it's my duty to help in any way I can.
Sign me up too! I feel like fate brought us here for a reason, you know? And you all seem pretty easy to get along with.
And that's a yes from our 2 Orbital staff testers. Though I feel compelled to remind you, your weapons are still in the prototype stage. So on top of your other work, I'll be expecting reports from both of you.
Of course.
Oh man.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Let me join too.
Huh?
Oh, there's a surprise. I was almost certain your rebellious streak would see you opt out just on general principle.
It does bother me that you've got us using these Arcus units that are still pretty clearly in development. But if I let every little nitpick like that hold me back, I'd never amount to much.
Words to live by right there. And that brings us to an even 6. Now, what about you, Fee?
Don't really care either way. You can choose.
Not this time. This is one call you're gonna have to make for yourself. That was the deal, remember? You need to take control of your own life.
Fine, I'm in.
Well, at least you committed. We've got a magnificent 7 now. Which leaves just the 2 of you. I can see you got issues with each other, but that doesn't mean you can't at least try to work together. Why, if you just look past your differences and embrace the joys of youth, I'm sure you'll become the best of friends.
Like hell we will!
Which they actually ended up doing.
The exploitation of the common people by the aristocracy is a blight on every facet of Erebonian life.
Sorry, spoiler.
Unless something is done about it, this country has no future.
I appreciate your candor, but I don't think you're going to achieve much by lecturing me about it.
Well
Well,
said.
at least that makes this simple. I, Eustace Alborea, claim my place as a member of Class 7.
Huh?
Of course, he had to say it all different from everybody.
Why? You're the son of a duke. Just the thought of being in the same class as commoners should make you sick.
I'll thank you not to tell me how I'm supposed to feel. As far as the House of Alborea is concerned, there's little difference between other nobles and commoners. Besides, this should at least ensure I won't have fools flitting about every day trying to win my favor. That said, I have little interest in getting drawn into your petty arguments on a daily basis either. I think it would be prudent for us to go our separate ways. I'm certain we can at least agree on this, no?
I don't need some pompous ass who coasts through life on his father's coattails telling me what to do. I'm in, come hell or high water. You might have had your successes spoon-fed to you up to now, but no outmoded class system is going to hand you trophies anymore.
We'll see about that.
My boy, he ready to sock his ass.
They're going to be like this pretty much all year, aren't they?
Sure seems that way. I wouldn't bet on them ever seeing eye to eye.
Oh.
Yeah.
The pots shouldn't be too hard on the kettles.
Boy.
Break.
Well, how about that? 9 out of 9. With that, I'd like to congratulate all of you on being the first ever Class 7. I hope you keep those high spirits all year, because with the workload we've got planned for you, you'll need it.
Well, well, I wasn't expecting Class 7 to turn out quite as diverse as this. It certainly promises to be an interesting year.
Now check
You took the words right out of my mouth.
check out who that is with the blonde hair.
But perhaps this too is the divine providence of the goddess, no?
How do you mean?
It's the boy.
Seeing them there, I feel they have the potential to be the light we seek. A light that can break through the storm clouds that continue to build
Mr.
over our
Olivier.
nation day by day.
Or Oliver. Olivier. Whatever one. That dude. shit, that hurt. Like I said, this shit should be an anime. And if they do the action like something like Fate Stay, the Fate Stay series, like that action on there is so good. Hell, I remember watching the Tales of Zestiria anime, and the action on there was so good. It's like the anime was a little, you know, hit or miss sometimes. You know, a little boring some episodes, and some episodes was real good. But that action is what made it so good. Or you at least could look past it because of the action. But if they have some good action scenes on them, they make it to anime. Man, look, this could be one of the most popular animes on television because the story on here is so amazing. And the characters are just so lovable. Every character has like just this thing about them. You love them or hate them, but you know. But I hope they do make it into a. I hope they do make it to an anime. All that foreshadowing in this opening. If you look at this opening, when you see that we played through this game, you're gonna see all that foreshadowing was right there in the damn opening. It was great. Well, that is the prologue. Yes. So that is how that ends. And let me see. One of these I'm gonna have to get rid of. It's too many. I got too many save things on here. I usually keep 2. Alright, and when we come back in the next vid, I usually don't end the vid this early, but I kind of want to keep these chopped up into chapters and everything. And when we come, well, you know what? I'll do a little bit more just to get into the next day. And then once I get to a point where he's free, then I can get off screen and go tinker with their stuff and see how this whole thing gonna come out. Because if we can roll through the game one shot and everything, this is really just gonna be a story playthrough. Oh my god. Then again, I mean, I know some people out there want to sit and watch long ass battles anyway. So I mean, if you don't like it like that, then tell me. I'll put like lore equipment on and everything like that, and go through it. But if you don't mind and you just want to see the story, then hell, I'll just rock it out like that. We'll get through this thing pretty quickly. This is Reed's family.
Time to get going.
Oh, Reen!
Morning, Elliot.
Good morning. Are you heading to school now too? How about we walk there together?
Sure. It's getting late though, so we might need to pick up the pace a little.
No problem. I'm guessing everyone else left already, huh?
I think so. I'm not sensing anyone else on this floor, at least. Gaius in particular is probably long gone by now, being the early riser he is.
Oh, okay then. He's not sensing anyone? What does that mean exactly?
I mean, they probably think everybody in this motherfucker crazy as hell. Like, these people crazy. What the fuck you talking about, Simpson?
Huh.
Oh my god. She's still pissed off.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning! Are you two on your way to school?
Yeah. Come on, Emma. We're going to be late.
Hey, wait for me, Elisa. We'll see you in class.
Yeah, so everybody was a big. Most people, well, most of the guys I know, they were.
I never would have guessed she'd hold a grudge this long. She knows it was just an accident, right? She has to. Can't believe she'd be so sensitive.
No kidding. She's not even giving me a chance to apologize to her.
Well, as long as you keep trying, I'm sure she'll understand. Eventually. Class 7's got enough tension as it is, what with our two, prideful warriors at each other's throats. So I think it would be a load off everyone's mind if you and Elisa could make up at least.
I'll certainly do what I can, whatever that may be.
Could literally just go up to him and be like, hey, check this out. You mad over nothing.
These past 2 weeks have really flown by, haven't they? It's funny. I went into this thinking combat practice would be the toughest part of the curriculum. Never would have guessed the academic side of things might give it a run for its money.
Well, strong in body and mind is pretty firmly embedded into Imperial culture. I do get what you mean, though. I figured I'd be able to coast through the year, but I've had to very quickly reevaluate that.
You too, huh? I wish I were as smart as Machias or Emma. They don't seem to be having any problems at all. But then, Emma got the top score on the entrance exam, and I'll bet you anything Machias wasn't far behind.
I'm sure. Eustace and Elisa are apparently doing really well too. As are Laura and Gaius.
Really? Guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up then. Though I really do hope they don't mind.
Huh? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, sorry. You got me thinking about Eustace and Laura. I've been talking to them the same way I talk to everybody else, but they're both nobles, right? And Eustace's family rules over the whole eastern side of the Empire, so it kind of feels like I should address them more formally.
Well, they both said it was okay, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Right.
Though you probably shouldn't go picking fights with Eustace every chance you get, like a certain someone else.
Oh, I don't plan on it. I'd hoped they'd get along a bit better over time, but if anything, things seem to be spiraling downhill fast on that end. When the two of them are in the same room, there's just this constant tension in the air.
It's not all Machias either. Eustace seems to enjoy provoking him at every opportunity.
Right.
I can't even imagine what it would take to make them see eye to eye at this point.
Yeah, I wish there was something we could do to help them get along. That's where we'd be if we weren't in Class 7. Dormitory number 2, for all the common folk like us.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? I'm still kind of shocked that Class 7 gets to have its own dormitory. Though, to be fair, I think that building was abandoned till this year. Seems like they renovated it just for us.
Well, they did a good job. It's got a nice feel to it. I just wish it were a little closer to the academy.
Hey, you're in our way. Step aside at once.
Oh god. And here's the noble dickheads.
Class 7, I see.
Like, you in our way, step aside at once. All that fucking area over there, dude. Boy, I tell you.
Is something the matter?
You're just a ragtag bunch of nobodies. aren't you? Come on, we're leaving.
Yes, Patrick! A word of advice. You might be part of a special class, but that doesn't change who you are. Never forget your place.
Boy, boy, boy.
So they're from one of the upper classes. This is why I hate talking to them.
Unfortunately, that attitude is all too common among the nobles. Thank goodness Laura and Eustace aren't like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. That's the infamous dormitory number 1, where all the nobility lives. It's supposed to be super fancy inside, with maids and butlers and everything.
Wow, really?
Today's class.
Guess that's our cue to pick up the pace.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hey, have you picked out a club to join yet? Doesn't sound like you have to or anything, but it's probably a good way to meet people.
No, I'm still looking. It's hard to decide on one.
Stand, bow. Be seated.
Already at it.
As I'm sure you're all well aware, the Erebonian Empire was driven to the brink of collapse roughly 250 years ago.
I think I remember most of the answers to this stuff.
This was brought about by the conflict we know as the War of the Lions.
War of the Lions.
A civil war lasting several years, staged over the throne of the late emperor by the most powerful of his potential successors.
Yeah, pay attention
But of course,
to this
I'm not
guy.
here to tell you that. If I were, I think even young children would be able to pass this course. Rather, I'd like to discuss the effects this had on the Empire as members of the aristocracy were drawn into the war. Many hired mercenaries turned to looting and pillaging, and a similar trend could even be seen among some of the knights. The land was left utterly devastated, and morale was at an all-time low. But then, lo and behold, into this nightmare stepped a man willing to take a stand against this bloody war of succession. He was a wandering prince who began to rally forces from the outskirts of the empire, and would go on to make quite a name for himself. And that name, of course, was Dreicels Rhysei Arnor. He would later become known as Dreicels the Lionheart, the 73rd Emperor of Erebonia and father of the Renaissance. Not to mention the founder of this very academy. Dreicels' army was initially rather small in number.
Holy shit, this dude is going on and on.
But as he traveled across the empire, winning now, the place where
my bad.
Emperor Dreicels first began gathering his army was... Reen Schwarzer, would you care to tell the class?
The place where Dreicels first started to gather his army was the Nord Highlands. Very good, Mr. Schwarzer. Look. She tried to help. Not as mad as she pretends to be, huh? That's cute. Yeah, that's all the stuff about academic points and all that.
Nice work, everyone. You made it through another grueling day of classes. In case you've been living under a rock, please don't forget that tomorrow is your first free day. It's not technically a day off, but there are no classes, so it's up to you what to do with your time. Why, you could go shopping in the capital if you wanted to. Or
Will the Academy's facilities still be open for our use?
Yes, I'd like to be able to use the free study area in the library myself.
Of course! This school shuts down for no one, so feel free to patronize any and all facilities as you like. A lot of clubs have meets scheduled for these free days as well, so anyone who's joined one should probably check on that.
I see.
I'll be certain to do so.
Also, before you leave, we should go over what's happening next week. On Wednesday, you all have your practical exam.
A practical exam?
What does that entail exactly?
It's part of your combat training. You'll be graded on your performance, so make sure you're well rested and ready for battle. But it might be a good idea to do some training on your own time too, just to keep from getting rusty.
Interesting.
I definitely don't like the sound of that.
Oh, and one more thing. After the practical exam is over, I've got another important announcement. About a major part of Class 7's curriculum that I haven't mentioned at all yet.
What?
Here it comes.
So, whatever you choose to do on your free day, make it count for something. That concludes today's homeroom. Machias, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. All rise. Bow.
All right. Shit. Okay. Sorry about this. This beginning of this game is loaded with voice acting. I do not remember it being this much voice acting and dialogue in the beginning of this game. Yeah, it's been some time since I played it though. Okay. These games and like Persona go hand in hand to me. Stuff, games like Persona are great, but the only I like these because of the connection of the stories, and it's a lot more story involved in this. Whereas Persona, the games are kind of, everything was in the game, and then you move on to the next one. It's kind of like Final Fantasy, but all these games connect, and that's just really great to me. You see all the growth of the characters. They get older. The boys become men. The girls get becoming beautiful women, and it's everybody got their own kind of thought process about how they want to handle things, and they really do a good job of showing that. So I hope y'all are enjoying this so far. Sorry if it's like I'm one-shotting some of the monsters and stuff, but I mean, hell, I really just wanted to get through the game and show y'all the story, but maybe it's not gonna be like that the whole way through though. Alright, now I'm gonna do a favor for the teacher. as soon as I can get control of Rain, I'll go ahead and end it and move on to the next vid. It's getting late, so I need to try to get some sleep. Alright, finally. Let me save it right here. But yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody that is checking the vid out. For those that didn't know what this game was all about, I hope you enjoy this game and me going back and running through it for y'all. This is gonna be a long ass game, but it looks like this because it's a new game. Plus, we might get to play through it a little bit. If y'all don't like that, I'll put like regular equipment on them or whatever like that. But I mean, hell, if not, we'll just blaze through this story and move on to the next. And I'm still gonna be playing 4 as well for those that are watching that series. But thank y'all for rocking with me, like I always say. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments. You know, if you like the content, if there's something else I can, you know, something else I can do better, I take all feedback. But thank y'all for checking me out, and I will catch y'all in the next vid. Sorry about that. Peace.